To ensure seamless and faster movement of both men and equipment to the eastern border along China, the Narendra Modi government has initiated one of India's biggest and toughest road projects, that is the Arunachal Frontier Highway. While sources in the defense establishment, along with those in the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, refused to get into the specific timelines for the project, they said that this is a strategic project which is being sped up. The sources said work on the project has already started in certain sections and state-of-art equipment has been deployed to fast-track the whole process. The project, which was objected to by China in the past, is a 2,000-kilometer long road that follows the McMahon Line. The road will begin from Mago in Arunachal Pradesh adjacent to Bhutan and pass through Tawang, Upper Subansiri, Tuting, Mechuka, Upper Siang, Dabang Valley, Desali, Chalagam, Kibitu and Dong before ending at Vijayanagar near the Myanmar border. Covering the entire line of actual control adjacent to the Arunachal Pradesh, this project will cost at least Rs 40,000 crores. Sources described this as one of India's biggest and toughest road building projects. With this project, Arunachal Pradesh will get 3 national highways, that is, the Frontier Highway, the Trans-Arunachal Highway and the East-West Industrial Corridor Highway. 6 vertical and diagonal inter-highway corridors totaling to 2,178 kilometers will be built to provide missing interconnectivity between the 3 highways as well as to provide faster access to border areas. The corridors include the 402-kilometer long Telamara Tawang Neela Highway, the 391-kilometer long Ithakola Pake Kesang Sepa Parsi Palo Highway, the 285-kilometer long Gokamukh Taliha Tatu Highway, the 398-kilometer long Akajan Georging Pango Highway, the 298-kilometer long Pasihat Bishing Highway, and of course, 404-kilometer long Kanubari Longding Highway. Sources said the Arunachal Frontier Highway will be a huge capability jump for the military since it will allow seamless and faster movement of both men and equipment to the border as and when needed for induction and de-induction. The project was first envisaged in 2014 when Law Minister Kiran Rijiju was the Minister of State for Home and looking after border affairs. The same year, the Ministry of Home Affairs set the ball rolling for the project by asking the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway to prepare a detailed project report. China had raised objections to the project in 2014 itself after it came across reports that the proposal got preliminary note from the Prime Minister's office. And I quote, "Before the border problem is solved, we hope the Indian side will not take any action that could further complicate the relevant issue so as to preserve the current situation of peace and stability in the border area." Quote close, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hong Li had said way back in 2014. Sources said that the project has been implemented by multiple agencies in close coordination with each, including the Border Roads Organization, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, and other agencies. Faced with an assertive China, India has been carrying out a massive infrastructure push in the northeast with a major focus on Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim, fast-tracking work on a number of bridges that can transport heavy equipment to tunnels, highways and feeder roads right up to the LAC. A large number of specialized and state-of-the-art tunneling equipment were inducted, with efforts being made to match the speed at which the Chinese are building infrastructure on their side, the sources have said. And I quote, "The problem at our end is that the terrain is tougher, with several places needing tunneling, unlike the Chinese who have a flatter terrain on their side of the LAC. However, we now have the same equipment that the Chinese have," one of the sources said. Talking about the proposed highway, Arunachal Chief Minister Pema Khandu had on Monday said that the 1962 was history and will never be repeated ever. In 1962, the scenario was very different. The infrastructure in the region was very poor. Despite that, the Indian Army fought bravely and sacrificed thousands of lives to protect the motherland. But today, we are not what we were in 1962. Of the total highway projects worth Rs 1.6 lakh crore announced by the Centre for the Northeast earlier this month, Arunachal Pradesh has got the lion's share of works amounting to Rs 44,000 crores. Meanwhile, asked about the development of infrastructure in Sikkim given the 2017 Doklam standoff, sources refused to get into details but informed that unlike earlier, Indian troops now have 3 paved roads leading directly to the area. Sources said that the proposed highway, along with other ongoing projects, will provide a huge boost to the capability of the army to move from one valley to the another. Incidentally, almost all military exercise in the northeast focuses on inter-valley movement of troops and equipment. The armed forces will get their first major boost when the 2.535 kilometer long Sela Tunnel, the longest bi-lane tunnel in the world at an altitude above 13,000 feet, is completed and is inaugurated in January next year, providing all-weather connectivity to Tawang. At present, the army and the civilians use the Balipara-Charidor road, that is in Assam, to reach Arunachal's Tawang since the Sela Pass is shut down in the winters. This strategic tunnel, along with the Nachipu tunnel on the 317 kilometer long Balipara-Charidor Tawang, that is the BCT road that leads to West Kameng and Tawang districts of Arunachal Pradesh, will ensure that both defense and private vehicles have an all-year mobility. As reported earlier by ThePrint, the Sela Tunnel project, which has main and escape tunnels of 1.555 meter long each, besides a shorter tunnel of 980 meters and about 1.2 kilometer of the road, will ensure that the Chinese are not able to monitor traffic movement in the area. The Sela Pass is currently visible to the Chinese. The tunnels are designed in such a way that all army equipment, including tanks and Vajra howitzers, can pass through them away from the prying eyes of the Chinese, as well as cutting down the travel time with access throughout the year. This is Snehesh for ThePrint. Do subscribe to our Print's YouTube channel for more such videos.